a city that seems eternally on time.
And the lighting of the Olympic flame.
This can't possibly go on.
We should say, welcome back. Tokyo held the Games in 1964.
Olympic dreams and Olympic-sized investments could both fall victim to the coronavirus.
Amidst a pandemic.
IOC も組織委員会も大会の延期ですとか中止っていうのは一切。
But why, Sports Minister?
The spread of the virus, both at home and in the rest of the region, will be contained by then.
So here's the Olympics.
We are fully committed in successful Olympic Games Tokyo 2020.
Led by this man, IOC President Thomas Bach.
If you cancel it, make it a year later, that's a better alternative than doing it with no crowd.
And making 45 look like an actual president.
The Olympic Committee and the government have insisted that they think that this coronavirus will die out by the time the Olympics begins.
At this point, the Olympic momentum does appear to be unstoppable, with new venues such as for tennis and BMX competitions opening up by the week.
The Japanese government is desperate to have the games continue, even if it means those coming in and local residents are right in the crosshairs. Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has made clear the games will go on, insisting he will not demand a state of emergency. Even the locals are against it. Kyodo News, Japan's leading news agency, polled their residents, and a whopping 70% of respondents said the Olympics couldn't go ahead as planned. Here's part of their reasoning.
Tokyo expects hundreds of thousands of people from all across the world when it holds the Olympics in less than 5 months.
Now, Tokyo has to house all those visitors, and accommodations from hotels to Airbnbs have already been booked at a premium.
We've been told to socially distance from one another.
Or, as President Trump put it on Twitter with all caps and no further explanation, social distancing! !
It's what we've been told, yet we cannot ignore what will occur in Tokyo. The number of participants, members of each athlete's team and or country's team, sponsors flying in, government officials, broadcast partners, broadcasters, fans, and everything in between are staggering. All hitting Tokyo, running counter to social distancing. Unlike the flu that disappears with warmer weather, the response to the new coronavirus, I think, will have to continue for half a year or a year, said Kazuhiro Tateda, an expert on infectious diseases and a member of a Japanese government panel. What would happen if canceled to, say, the IOC? Well, their latest annual report shows it has almost $2 billion in reserve that could cover running costs until the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. In other words, totally fine. Locally, Tokyo would feel the impact. Losses by hotels and other service businesses are unlikely to be insured. About $1 billion in the local operating budget is to come from ticket sales, which would be lost if the games go ahead without fans in empty stadiums. So why wouldn't they cancel? There's no telling what conditions will be like in July or even late May, which is when the IOC would have to make the call if the Olympics do need to be canceled or removed, wrote USA Today's Nancy Armour. Also, one senior Japanese official on condition of anonymity told Reuters, quote, "There is no plan B. Whether unprepared, intentionally misinforming the masses, or just simply buying time, what we know is present day. The coronavirus is not under control, the risks are real, many have perished, it is a greater danger than Zika, MERS, and SARS. However, there remains one out." In the contract Tokyo signed, the language reads, the IOC can terminate and withdraw from the city because of a, quote, state of war, civil disorder, or boycott, or if the IOC has reasonable grounds to believe in its sole discretion that the safety of participants in the games would be seriously threatened or jeopardized for any reason whatsoever. The last Olympics cancellation, World War II in 1944. It is something to monitor, as the Olympics are just a few months away. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.